Welcome to English News of Dong Nai Radio and Television Station. Starting on March 22nd, Ministry of Industry and Trade will apply temporary safeguard measure on steel billet items. Construction demand has increased from the beginning of the year, along with the psychology of holding goods before the date of imposition makes the construction steel prices in the market increase. According to Vietnam Steel Association, the price of raw material to produce steel as steel and scrap steel all increased compared to the beginning of 2016. In particular, the price of scrap steel has increased from $15 to $20 per ton, increased about 10%. Meanwhile, billet steel prices increased by $10 to $15 per ton, an increase of 8%. According to Nguyễn Văn Sư, Deputy Chairman of Vietnam Steel Association, prior to the publication of provisional safeguard duty, steel prices in the first 2 months in 2016 has increased slightly due to the high domestic demand for construction. Production and consumption of long steel products remain relatively high output levels. Vietnam Steel Association recommends that domestic enterprises producing steel billet and long steel in a stable manner improve the efficiency of production and business to stabilize the domestic steel market. Along with that, enterprises need to continue to work with state agencies and associations, provide additional evidence, documentation, production and business data to assess overall of incident to give final conclusions from the Ministry of Industry and Trade. The decision to apply temporary safeguard measures on steel billets and long steel products imported to Vietnam are issued by the Ministry of Industry and Trade when the series of lot enterprises in steel industry such as Hòa Phát Steel Joint Stock Company, Southern Steel Company Limited, Thái Nguyên Iron and Steel Corporation simultaneously submit written recommendations to the Prime Minister on the status of cheap steel billets imported massively into Vietnam, causing severe damage to domestic enterprises. Move to the international news. A new chapter in relations between the U.S. and Cuba will officially open during the visit of U.S. President Barack Obama, who is having a historic trip to the Caribbean islands after nearly 90 years. More importantly, the visit of the U.S. President received a warm welcome by many Cubans. During the trip, Obama will hold talks with Cuban President Raul Castro, which is expected to focus on discussions of next steps of the two countries in dealing with a wide range of complex issues in the process of relations normalization. Mr. Obama's schedule in Cuba also includes visits to Havana Old Town and speaking at Alicia Ellison Theater before numerous representatives of Cuban civil society and attends a friendly match between Cuban baseball national team and several other activities. Many Cubans are optimistic about the visit of U.S. President. They believe this will be a new milestone in a relationship, thus helping to completely put an end to the hostility between the two last decades of neighboring countries. There will be many positive changes following the visit of President of the Cuban economy for the development of external relations and politics. We want all barriers are dismantled. We want to travel to the U.S. and welcome American tourists come here because we want to build friendship. It can be said the visit of President Obama was greeted by the Cuban people since a historic declaration in December 2014 with the President Raul Castro on re-establishing relations. President Obama has taken positive steps, breaking the barrier to fully normalize relations. The two countries have reopened the embassy, the U.S. lifted travel bans, eased the financial ban against Cuba, strengthened bilateral cooperation in telecommunications, tourism and culture. Russian authorities said two black boxes of the aircraft of Fly Dubai Airline, United Arab Emirates, crashed into Russia on March 19, made 62 people killed and were damaged. Therefore, the decoding work will take a lot of time. Meanwhile, Russian authorities yesterday officially opened a criminal investigation to determine the cause of the plane crash, whether by the pilots, technical failures or bad weather. CEO of Fly Dubai Airline Gates said that they were working closely with Russian authorities in this investigation to end speculation about the cause of the incident. According to Russian Transport Minister advisor, the aircraft did not succeed in the first efforts of landing. During the second landing, the plane has crashed into the 250 runway area and exploded. At this time, the weather in the city of Rostov is very bad with heavy rain and gale. In parallel with the process of investigation, the authorities have started identifying pieces of DNA from the bodies gathered at the scenes to identify the victim's identity. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye and see you tomorrow.